Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back to Altered Index 2025. This is week 2, and our prompt this week is butterflies. So we're going to be working with butterflies, and I've got a few ideas of how I want to do it, but I don't know how it'll work out. Pulled a few things out. Let's just have a go and see what happens. This is quite fun. I haven't yet. I've got my index card here for last week's card, so I haven't glued that on yet, but I can do that afterwards, and I'll try and do them. Got to keep on top of that because that's the whole idea. It's an altered index card. So what I want to do, and I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm going to give it a try. I've got punched out a whole load of butterflies here, just white cardstock, quite thin, not very thick, that I want to just lay over my card, and just not that one because it looks like it's not lying flat. So these are just a couple of Martha Stewart punches that I have. And I'm going to have one going off to the side there, and one on the corner there, I think. Just randomly laying them out. Nope, have that going that way. And I've got some little ones as well, so I might just dot a few of those about. Let's give this a try. One there, little one there, one there, and one down here. So that's the idea. I hope they're going to lie flat enough. I don't want to glue them. What I'm going to do, I pulled out some sprays. I've had these for years. They're all similar colours. So I've got this Vibes, which is Sunset Strip, which is quite a nice warm yellow. And this one is a different. This is Lemon Zest by Dilutions, and this is much brighter, cooler yellow. And then this yellow. This is by Prima, Colour Bloom, Spring Dandelion, and it's a shimmer spray. So I think I might start with that and try and cover all of my card, but obviously leaving the butterflies. When I pull the butterflies off, that'll be white space. So let's see how that looks. And just give it a try. I hope they don't just kind of blow everywhere. I can see that happening if they're not completely flat. So we'll just see. If I try and do it from above, I don't know how this is going to work. Okay. Well, they haven't shot off. And I need to remove them, I think. Or should I leave them there until this has dried? I can't use the heat gun to dry it unless I remove the butterflies first, but then the colour might spread. So I'm just trying to think how best to do this. And it's bowing up. I don't want them to start sliding off. Let's just put this bottle here to flatten it down. I may have to air dry it while these are sitting on there. I'm going to have a go at using my heat gun one at a time and just holding them on. I don't know if this will work. Or I might blot it with my kitchen towel. So let's do this. Have a go at doing a bit of this. I've decided I'm going to blot it, I think, because I don't know that I want the colour to be quite that strong anyway. So let's take off the butterflies, because some of them will come off anyway. I want to blot it in such a way that the butterfly shapes are still there. We will see. Take you off. Okay. This is a shimmer spray, so in theory, when it's all dry, it should get a little shine in the background. That's what I'm hoping. I can see the shine. I don't know if you can catch that. Let me just try and blot a little more so it's not going to run. Ooh, lost one. Okay. And I don't know, can you see that? Can you see the shine? It does catch the light. And now that I've blotted it, I think I can dry it with my heat tool. Let's do that now. Right, so that's dry and it's got a lovely bit of shine to it, so that's really lovely. Then I want to do another layer. I'm trying to decide what colour to do. So I want to kind of do the same thing. Just wondering whether to use this warmer yellow or go straight for the... Well, I think this is going to be too strong. This is Pure Sunshine. It's bright. It's a really bright colour, beautiful, but it might be too much. So I'm just going to go with the bigger butterflies, I think. I think these need blotting as well. I'm just going to put them where there wasn't a butterfly before. Maybe I'll turn them over so I can see them. One there. I need a piece more of this. And right. Do you want to do a few little ones again? Maybe I'll just do a few little ones. I might do them in the middle of the big ones. I don't know. I don't know how that'll look. there. So I'm going to try not to cover up too much of what I did before, because I don't want to completely lose the first layer of butterflies, but I'm just trying this. I just had this idea of layering up. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's give it a try. Why not? Oh, no, those ones did blow. Okay, well, we have lost one, but they're not all of them. It's always worth trying. I don't know if I've actually... You can see a few of the new shapes. Interesting. I should use these. Try blotching again and see if we actually can see any of the original butterflies. I think we can see some of them, and we've lost one or two. Have we got any new ones? It's hard to say. Okay. We've lost a bit. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try and control. Easy said than done. Where the final colour is going to go. What's this one? Pure Sunshine. I might just try it, but it is a bit... Let's go for it. I think that might be enough. Okay, that's come out quite well. Oh yeah, not too bad. That one's not so much. Okay. This is just the background, so it's worth experimenting just to see what happens. So we've got a few coming through from previous layers, and I quite like those two, they're nice and strong. And there's a few here. Right, so yeah, that one goes on there. Oh, I really need to wipe my nozzles. I'm a bit of a devil forgetting to do that. And that one goes on here, I think. Okay. Right, I've got a whole load of butterflies. They may get used again. I don't know yet. Don't know. Right, so I've got a background, and my focal point, I think, is going to go kind of across the middle, across here. That's the plan. As far as a plan can never be said to be happening. I think I need to dry this now. Right, I've got this dry now. I've just remembered and pulled out. Let's just put my kitchen towel out of the way for a minute. This stamp by Stampers Anonymous, which has got the butterflies down here and butterflies across here. This papillon is the name of it. And I'm just wondering whether to put a bit of, but I don't want it to be, I don't want to use the black. I'm looking at my last video. I can see I made, there's a few things I would have done, I wouldn't have done the same. I would have done them differently in retrospect. And one of which was using the really black stamp on there. I mean, it's not too bad now. It's kind of pushed back a bit, but I don't think it was ideal. So if I'm going to do some stamping on here, I want it to really be subtle. Just wondering what I've got in the way of subtle stamp colours, ink colours. I could use sepia, which is probably the most subtle. I think I might try that. It's quite a warm colour as well. So I'll just get myself a stamp block. Right, let's go with this one. Hang on, let's put it on there properly. Okay, let's try doing a little bit of subtle stamping. Try to be subtle. I think this is a fairly subtle colour. Shouldn't be too, she says, too bold. Okay, well, it hasn't come up at all. It's completely not worked. Right, I need to get my stamping book, that might help, or a book. Yeah, one of the things that seems to work better is if you stamp on a book. It just gives it a little bit of something to sink into and get a bit more of this ink on here. I wonder if it's dried up. It's quite an old one actually, the sepia. Otherwise I might use, maybe I'll try vintage photo, maybe that would work, I don't know. Give this one more try. Maybe it doesn't like stamping on the paint. Let's go again. And if it doesn't work, it wasn't meant to be. Oh yeah, that's come out. That's better. That is subtle. That's what I wanted. Okay, and I might just do a little bit down on this side as well. That's good. You get the butterfly outline without being too domineering. Put more ink on this. And down there. Okay, that's it. Good. Right, so next I'm feeling like using some die cuts because I have a whole load of them and I thought that we could try and do something with some die cuts. I've got some butterflies, but I've also got some of these Tim Holtz flowers. Some of them are going to blend in a bit. Well, I don't want to say too much. I don't want them to be too bold. I might bring in a bit of colour as well. What else have I got? They tangle up with each other. Let's So I've got all these kind of yellows and orangey colours. So they are blending in a bit, but that's kind of what I want, because I don't want them to be the focal point. They're more of, they're just providing more backdrop, because what I want, I've got this big butterfly. Well, I've got a few of them, different colours, not sure which one I want to use, but I think it'll either be that one or the blue, and that's going to be my focal point. But I want to back that with something. So what do I have? Do I have any more? I do have that as well. Are they too blendy? Or do I want a bit of a little pop of colour as well? I mean, a pop of colour is not a bad thing, as long as it's a different colour to the butterfly. I have got a lilac one. Got anything else? I've got some of these die cuts I've had for years. Not something I remember to use very often. Ooh, that's pretty. Maybe another time. It's rather nice, isn't it? I just think I've got a bit of greenery. Maybe a bit of greenery would be a good idea. In amongst our flowers. Okay. I think that maybe this one. They catch on each other. Let's go back up there. And something like that, perhaps. And then we have our butterfly flying across. It is huge, but it's a focal point. It needs to be visible. What I want to do is I've got those two. I'll leave that as it is for the moment. I want to try and do something with these butterflies, and I want to try and back them. I've got one of them, not sure which one. Have I got another one to choose from? I thought I had three. Yeah, there is another one. That might be too blendy, or maybe it won't. I don't know. Right, so my idea, I don't know if it's going to work, of course, like with everything else, I'm trying things, was to back it with some fabric or lace, not sure. And I really like this piece as a possible background for a butterfly. So maybe I think what I need to do is try and cut one out and see how it looks. That's all I can do, really. I'll do it on the back. Let's just see. Just try cutting that out and see how it looks. Oh really? I don't know if this will work, but it might look quite pretty. Give it a bit of texture. I've got some lace, and I've got some fine knitting stuff to try as well. I don't know whether we can use a combination. Just want to give it some texture, but make it feel kind of light and fluttery. Right, so I've got our shape. I think I need to give this a wipe. It's got shades of yellow going on here. Right, so we've got that. Let's try this one. I've made it a bit bigger. I could do another layer underneath. Something different. There's this one. I actually rather like this one, I think. They've just been die cut out of some scrapbook paper. I'm thinking, let's see, I've got this piece of, I don't know, organza, I think. Wonder whether that would be something I can cut a bit bigger. Now, how's it going to work with, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Right, I'm just going to go and find something that I can draw around with, but also I need to put the light on, it's getting dark. Okay, so while I was looking for a pen so I could draw around this, I also had to look to see if I had any other fabrics, because this is just very sheer. I don't know how well it would actually show up unless you layer it up or something. So I had to look for some more, and I pulled out some really lovely fabrics that I thought might work quite nicely for the wings. But the piece that's really caught my eye, and it's not a very big piece, it's this. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little piece of netting, but it's glittered. And it's not really big enough to cut round the wings, but if I take this piece away, I thought actually we could just lie it over the top and layer it up behind, and then you get this glittery effect. And I could just cut around this a little bit after I've glued it, but I just think that's really pretty. It just glitters through the holes. I just want to do it. That's what I want to do. So I'm just going to dab a few bits of the fabric glue on here. And get it to come out. I think I need to refill it again. Are you coming out, glue? very slowly and reluctantly. I'm just doing some dabby bits. Technical term, dabby bits. Just so that it catches, because it won't take much for this to hold, and then I'll put the other butterfly on top. Make sure that's all covered. And then I'll have to be a little bit more precise on here, won't I? It's really nice to use some of these die cuts. I've had them for a long time. And this is a particularly pretty one. I have used it before. I think I did an envelope stack with this and used this butterfly a couple of times. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and you won't have seen that because it was probably at least a couple of years, if not longer, ago that I did that. Just an envelope journal, really. But I did a couple, and this one was a butterfly themed one. I think that's the only time I've used this die cut. See if I can get that in the centre there. So I can just trim just around here a little bit. Don't want to lose too much because it's just so pretty. And I'll just do a little bit around here as well. Let's give it a bit of shape. But otherwise I don't think, well, I suppose I could just take a little off this side here. I don't know how this is going to fit onto my index card. Probably far too big. Right, let's put all these lovely fabrics back in their box for another time. Right, so that's my little focal point. I think it's gorgeous. Oh, one more thing. I need to put something down here, don't I? What shall I do on there? Well, I'm not going to use the glacier paste again because that's gold. Or I've got the turquoise one, but I have got this stuff that I love. This is the Cosmic Twinkles. It's going to be twinkled. And I had convinced, well, I was convinced, having only ever tried on Amazon, that I couldn't get this stuff anymore because I've had it quite a long time. But it turns out I can, and I have ordered some in this colour, which is like the clear, they call it Aurora, and a couple of other colours as well. Same stuff, so I'm excited for that to arrive. Can't actually remember what colours I've ordered. Probably gold and probably turquoise. So I'm just going to add a few more bits, twinkly bits around the edge of my butterfly. Spread it around a little bit on the antennae, on the body. There we are. Can you see? It's all sequined and glittery and beautiful. Right, that's enough. Let's see, what have we got here? Let's put this up here to dry. Now let's have another look at this. Not sure about the green. I think it's almost too much colour. I think I'm better off keeping to these background ones. Blend in a little bit, but they just provide a little backdrop for my butterfly, something like that, I think. So I've got that, and I'm going to glue those on. But before I do that, I've also got a stamp. I've got my click stamps, and instead of going across, which I usually do, I've got them, they also can be connected vertically. It gets a bit bendy, you have to be a bit careful. But I was just trying to decide whether I'm just going to stamp the word butterflies. I don't know whether to do it down that side or under here, which might be better because I think it'd be more visible here, because by the time I put my butterfly across, it's going to cover up most of that word. So I might stamp this on first. Okay. So I just move those across a little bit, and move out the way, and I'm going to stamp that. It's a shame this doesn't lie flat. I can flatten it out a bit. That's a bit better. And I think I'm going to use, I hope this isn't a mistake. I've got an option really. I could do brown. I'm thinking of doing brown down the side. I think brown is probably the right colour. Pine cone. Don't have many options on the brown front. It's basically that or the sepia. I want the word to be visible. Okay, that should do it. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to turn it around so that I can control where the word goes better, because you have to keep pushing them in, and it's okay. I can't really see very well where it's going, so I'm just going to go for it. That's all you can do. Just go for it. Hope it stamps more or less straight. Yeah. It's not terribly clear. I think that's because it's stamping onto these layers of paint. I wonder if I can go over. It's the E that's not come out very well. Can I redo it? Do I dare? So these just click apart. Well, at least that's in theory. Sometimes they get a bit stuck. Come on. Now, can I redo the E? Yes, I can. Might have another go at the R as well. Try not to get overconfident. R. And then I'm going to do the FIE and leave that to it. Leave that. Try and line these up as well. Probably completely blown it now. Almost. Well, yeah. Ish. Okay. That's right, it's on there. And how was I going to put these on? This one. Yeah, well, I might be able to kind of cover up some of the worst of it. That one there. That one up there. That one up and that one down. Alright, I'm just going to glue it on. And they will land where they land. So where the butterfly is going to go. Do I need? It's going to go here, isn't it? Do I want it higher? Higher, higher, lower, lower. Maybe there. Yep. Just the front, that's the back. Okay. Did you not get any glue? Little stem. Oop. Is there glue on here? No. Needs a bit more glue. Let's just trim, not with those scissors. So I think the final thing to add, I'm just wondering about, there was talk of splatters on the list of things that we need to add, and I don't want to splatter over my butterflies. I think I'd splatter first, but what colour to splatter with is the question. I don't want black because I think it'll just... Maybe I'll try some white. Never done that before. Let's try it. Let's move this aside. I may have to let this dry a little bit before I glue it on. Let's do a little dollop of white acrylic. Some of these paints I've had, these are actually, I think some of these little tubes, I've got quite a few, they were my daughter's when she was at school. And she left school in 2010. I think she had them for A-level art. So I inherited them. And I've had them a long, long time and hardly ever used them, but you never know when they're going to come in handy. Let's give this a try. Let's get butterfly out of harm's way. Try to. But it's got quite a bit of the twinkles on it, so it's a bit wet. Whoop, that's not a splatter, that's a splodge. Look like that. Maybe it's not wet enough. Whoa! I managed to paint my bit of greenery there. Okay. do it from a distance. Can we splatter? I don't know. Ooh! Just splattered my face. Oh dear. It's going up, not down. Oh, I'm getting all over me. We're going out for dinner tonight. I'm going to have white splattered all over my face. We'll have to sit in a dark corner, won't we? Okay. Well, I've splattered. I don't know how effective it is. But I've done it. I'm not doing any more because I think I'm getting more on me than on it. Okay, so that's more or less dry now, and I don't know if you can see whether the light catches it, but it has got that, still got that glimmer coming through from the first layer of shine here and there, which I rather like. And I think before I stick my butterfly on, I wanted to put one more added thing that I just felt it needed something more with a bit of pop, and that's a bit of washi tape. I've got this butterfly washi tape that I think would look quite nice on here in a couple of places possibly. So I'd like to put a bit, I don't know if I'll use it all. Maybe not quite as much as that. A bit down here. Don't know if it'll stick, I'm hoping. I should probably put some extra glue on it. I'm going to put this little piece up here. Wrap that around. Maybe just a narrow piece at the top. Still seems to be quite sticky, so which half to use? I might actually use this half. I could only see what I was doing. Put it on straight. Okay. If it doesn't stick, I'll trim that off. But just a few little spots where they felt it needed some extra bit of lift. And now we are going to add our gorgeous butterfly right there. So it's more or less dry. Most of it's dry. It'll be fine. I think I need it to go up a little bit more. Is that where I want it? I need a bit over further. I know it's hiding some of my word. We know what it says. I forget to use this sometimes. I don't know. Save me getting glue everywhere. Right, so that's my project for today. The altered index with the prompt of butterflies. I really like it, personally. It's what I had in my mind, so how I wanted it to end up, and there's lots of layers of butterflies. You could never doubt that butterfly was the prompt on this one. So that's it for this week. Don't know if I'll have a chance to do one for next week. When you see this will go up on the Monday, and I will be on holiday. So Yes, so as I say, I don't know if I'll get another one done. I'm managing, at the moment I seem to be managing to put up a couple a week, but I'm hoping that we'll go up to 3 once I'm back from a holiday and can spend a bit more time on it. So I hope to get another one up for Friday, but I can't guarantee it because I don't know what we'll be doing tomorrow. And tomorrow's probably the only time I'll get a chance to film. So I will see you on the other side after my holiday. I'll tell you all about it when I do. And thank you for joining me. Bye for now.